I am a third-wave feminist, set adrift in an ocean of testicles. I'm also a keen observer of the human condition, and I've strung together endless pearls of wisdom from many generations of women in our family, my drunk coven of close friends, and even fictional characters like Gwyneth Paltrow. One never has to look far to find the fingerprints of women on every childhood experience. Their triumphs become our roadmaps. Their missteps create our cautionary tales. I have thought often of these ties to so many women, how some of our struggles are identical. Holy shit, breastfeeding is not simple business. While others are divided by generations and social mores. No, Grandma, we don't spank with hairbrushes anymore. So when I found out twice that I was carrying male children, I wondered what might become of this flowing river of estrogen. I would be outnumbered, marginalized, the minority voice begging for a lowered toilet seat. I examined a mental list of all the women I know that exclusively mother boys. They all share qualities with Vikings. And I dreaded the onslaught of Nerf darts, aggression, and athletic cups. I stewed over my identity as a feminist. I've gleaned so much insight from all of my foremothers. How would I pass on the distinct wisdom of women without a daughter of my own? Who could share my rebellious glee while flipping the bird to the patriarchy? Whose feet would rest so comfortably on my shoulders while rallying ever towards equality? It turns out that these things are and will be done with my sons. The toddler at 2.5 is all lunacy and glam, hoarding lip gloss and the prettiest jewelry. He has dramatic flair and a killer eye for fashion, including Batman finery for every season. My oldest at 6 dabbles in a pink boy lifestyle, which means that he bypasses gender stereotypes for toys and TV shows, instead following his own interests. While maintaining a typical slavish devotion to Star Wars and Legos, he also has an unabashed affection for nail polish. He's intense and sensitive. He's full of magpie fascinations. He's quick to giggle, but long in thought. They are each exactly who they choose to be, and they are each the coolest person I have ever known. So we read them feminist fairy tales, and we tell them stories featuring strong female role models. We expose them to art and music and film that emphasize direct female perspectives. And the message to their growing brains is exactly the same one that little girls take to heart as well. They can both tell that women have earned their place to tell stories, that their voices are strong and wise and hilarious, that a cartoon hero hardly needs a testicular advantage in order to be brave or successful. This year, we shipped our oldest son to kindergarten, and we've since encountered the first heavy waves of gender role BS. He doesn't rock mani-pedis as often due to teasing, and he only wants to play My Little Pony discreetly in the privacy of our home. He's repressed so many of his own interests that I actually grew concerned. So one day I asked him what made boys and girls different. And after a thoughtful period, he boiled it down to this: our bodies are made differently, and sometimes our voices are different. So that's the new gold standard for us. If something relates back to vocal register or anatomical gifts, it can be qualified by gender. Everything else in the known universe is now simply inclusive to everyone. This new categorizing has not changed the occasional teasing or pure surprise that my boys have had to face, but it does seem to bolster their confidence in going ahead with their own preferences anyway. And if building a solid foundation of self-esteem and identity expression isn't feminist doctrine, then I don't know what is. So my sons each explore their own minds, and they've accepted that girls are just as awesome as they are because they can clearly see that for themselves. And maybe my kids won't grasp the nuances of the feminine mystique. Perhaps they'll never closely relate to the special relationship that my gender shares with violence, reproductive scrutiny, economic inequality, or any of the other intimidating realities that most women face. Instead, we've included them in a safe, open network of diverse women to guide them and to translate those complex experiences. Either through anecdote, observation, or honest discourse, my boys can embrace the epic and dynamic nature of womanhood, the value of so many shared phenomenon, the burdens eased by empathy. And through their connection to all these women, they've reaped innumerable benefits from the traditionally feminine. They love Pippi Longstocking's fierce independence, Frida Kahlo's ability to paint her own wild life experiences, Mary Poppins' indulgence in imagination, and Hermione Granger's commitment to intellectual pursuit. They can see our efforts to secure a place where they themselves explore their own hearts and minds. And I hope my kids will never recognize gender as a barrier or as a privilege. We'll probably never bond over menstruation the way that I did with my own aunt. And we do have a lot of talks about our feelings. But I'll take it, and I will be so grateful, as long as they leave that damn toilet seat down.